Hola, welcome to a brand new episode of Beating Faces. I am April, aka the Brooklyn Wolf of Makeup. I think I might keep that intro for now. I don't know. We'll see. I hope you guys are having a great day, a great week, a really good quarantine. Hopefully this doesn't last too long. So please don't drive yourselves crazy. Keep yourselves busy and remember to wash your hands and your ass. Just saying. If you guys saw my last video, you know that I just got back into watching wrestling and I have discovered so many new worlds, and that is exactly what I have been spending my time during quarantine, watching so much wrestling. So I want to let you guys know what I've been watching during quarantine and also playing with makeup and doing this face. So if you guys want to stick around, no, but you should stick around because you ladies already know. You want to know what's on my face, and I'm going to let you know. And I want to let you guys know what I've been watching, and I want to hear from you guys in the comments. What have you been watching? Give me some matches. Give me some shows that you recommend. So let's get this started. Alright, so let's get this started. The brows are done, the eyes are primed, and let's get to it. By the way, this is my natural hair. Curly people, you already know the struggle. Straight hair in the winter, curls spring, summer, fall. Whenever the humidity is very low, that's when we straighten it. So, just to let y'all know. So the first show I want to talk about, I feel like I've been binging this thing probably since last week, is Dark Side of the Ring. Now, this show has been out since 2017. I saw the first season last year. I went to a viewing party and one of my friends was talking to me about the show, and it was just sounded very intriguing. The first episode he told me about was with the Fabulous Moolah. Now, I wasn't really, I was born in the late 80s. I really didn't start watching wrestling, well, understanding wrestling until I was like 10. And around, around 70s, 80s, 90s, even the early 2000s, the Fabulous Moolah was a thing. And I remember when they finally announced that the women were going to get their first ever battle royale. I think it was at WrestleMania or SummerSlam. They named it, you guys already know, the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royale. And then 2 days later, they changed the name. I was very confused as to, they just announced this, why are they changing the name? I was not aware of the things that woman has done. So that was the first episode I saw. And if you guys haven't seen it, they basically just went in depth with her career and how she was that woman. She got in the ring, she did what she had to do. She was the star of women's wrestling. And then I think she opened up a school and then turned to find out she was pimping out the women. Like, if they want to have a match, they got to go sleep with this guy for money, things like that. I was like, so this woman was actually pimping out talent just so they can move up in the world. And it was just very like, wow. As wrestling fans, we don't really think about what's going on behind the scenes. Back then, kayfabe was real. We didn't have the internet back then. So first of all, I thought that Undertaker and Kane were brothers. We all thought that. They're still real to me. So when I found out that they weren't brothers, I was really heartbroken. But they're still brothers to me. They're still brothers to me, damn it. But back then, kayfabe, we didn't have the internet, so kayfabe was real. And we didn't know about all this. I'm pretty sure some people knew about this, but to hear that she was pimping out these women and not paying them correctly, and towards the end, she was doing everything. You guys can remember she was getting thrown through tables by Bubba Ray and just doing all this crazy shit in like her 80s, like 70s and 80s. It was a lot. It was a lot. So that was the first episode I saw, and then I started at the beginning with Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth. And I knew their story. Like I said, I didn't really start understanding wrestling until I was 10, so that's the beginning of the early 2000s. But I knew who Randy Savage was. I knew who Miss Elizabeth were. I knew that they were the power couple in the late 80s. So to hear, their story of how they met, the controversy between Hulk Hogan and Dika and Miss Elizabeth was doing a thing, which was on camera, but I think Randy was just very, very protective of her, and it's crazy. You see these couples and they just look so happy, and then to hear that they had drama. I know every relationship is not perfect. Come on, we're all adults, we already know this. So just to hear that, we see these people and they just look so happy, but then, shit happens behind closed doors. And it was really sad to hear, you know, and then like how she died or she got with Lex Luthor, and I think she overdosed on pills or something. I heard completely. I think it was on pills, and you know, it was just very sad. But they did have a nice little love story. But you know, shit happens, and it just really makes you think like, wow, wrestling is not all that is cracked up to be. You know, they even had the story of the Montreal Screwjob with I think it was Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. I didn't know they had beef. I didn't even know that Bret punched the shit out of Vince because of all that. It's just, it's a lot. It's a really, really good show if you want to know, go into depth. So the first season has about, I think, 6 episodes. And the new season started a couple of weeks ago. And of course, they started with the story of Chris Benoit. And that was nothing but complete sadness. Like, I cried. Like, it was just so sad. You know, they went in depth with his life, his relationship with Eddie Guerrero, and the whole thing was just so sad because he was an amazing wrestler. And you know, even up to this day, they still don't know if it was the CTE that made him go crazy or if that was just really him. And it was just very sad. And then I think last night I saw the New Jack episode and I remembered why I did not watch ECW because even just wow. What is just wow. And even if I wanted to watch it back then, my mother was not gonna let me watch all that. So to see his story and seeing that he was stabbing people, he was tasing people, like he was fucking crazy. And he's just laughing about it like, yeah, I was high. So what? I did it. And homie got away with murder. I think it was murder. Yeah, murder. It's like, this is, I got a little, I'm not gonna lie, it got me a little, I felt uneasy. I felt pretty uneasy, but it's a very, very good show. It's very well produced. I was listening to Chris Jericho's podcast, and he had both of the producers, and they were getting the ideas of how they got into the show. They even talking about the backstories of the families that they spoke with some of the wrestlers who had passed, and some of the stories from the first season. And now we're in the second season. The latest episode is Jimmy Snuka and, yes, the death of his girlfriend, or murder. I don't know. I mean... But other than that, it's a very, very good show. So if you guys are done watching Tiger King and you want to know a show with a bunch of scandals, and of course you're wrestling fans, this is definitely a show you should check out. So I think all the episodes are on YouTube. I will leave a link in the description box for season 1, and then you could go on from there. So the second show that I feel like I have been binge watching for the past year, but you know what, I don't care because it's so good, is BTE, or Being the Elite. It is the show where it all started. Now, you AEW fans, if you are not watching BTE, I don't know what you guys are doing. You guys are missing out. The episodes literally range from 5 minutes to half hour, but even the long episodes, it doesn't feel so long because they're so entertaining. So the show was started by the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. It's basically, I think, Nick's project mostly. And they first started off with some episodes that they used to do when Vine was a thing. Guys, you remember Vine? I never got into it, by the way. So they showed some videos that they showed when they were doing Vine, and then it turned into a documentary series when they were just traveling on the road, going from show to show, going from Japan, going from all over the States. And I give, especially you indie guys, especially since watching this show, I give you guys so much credit. Like I said before, whoever steps in the ring has my full respect, but a lot of people don't really think about everything that happens outside of the ring. You know, the traveling, the days when you're not home and then you got to sell the merch. There's so much going on, and I give you guys so much respect. So throughout the show, in the beginning, you do see Matt and Nick talk about how they have to go from one state to the other and then back to Japan, and saying, you know, they're probably home 1 day or 2 days a week if they're lucky to be with their kids. They do show separate videos of Kenny while he was in Japan, and it's really fun. They do show them at the arcade going bungee jumping. It's just so organic and so fun. And then they add on, you know, new cast members, Marty Scurll, Flip Gordon, Cody, and slowly it started turning into a skit show. They were doing their on the roads documenting, and then they started adding storylines where they have the storyline with Hangman Page killing Joey Ryan, with Kenny Omega hating Adam Cole, baby. So they killed him. They killed him. Kenny sent a dick pic, and that was the thing. They even have shirts. Like if you guys go on ProWrestlingTees.com and look up B&D Elite, they have shirts of skits that they have done, and it's just great. It's such a fun show. They are up to episode 200, and I am very excited. I think it's gonna be, yes, this upcoming Monday. Even as of late, with everything going on with the virus and with the wrestling shows and the no audience thing, they have actually started putting wrestling matches on B&B Elite, which they never done before. You know, that we'll see them they'll show us some of their footage of when they were doing matches in Ring of Honor and other promotions, but they literally took the ring from PWG. I think they rented it, and they're in some random tennis court, and they're having wrestling matches. So now we had a 3-part episode with episode 99, and it's literally the build-up of episode 200, and now we are going to get the match that we didn't think we would ever see. We are going to have brother versus brother, Nick Jackson versus Matt Jackson, and the build-up is so great, especially the last episode where they were just basically interviewing each other, and they brought on some of the old castmates. Like they got Marty had to leave, especially when, you know, AEW was starting their thing, Flip Gordon and everyone. So that episode is very nostalgic, but if you guys start watching this show, start at episode 1. I'm telling you, it is a great ride. You can go through this show probably in a week, if probably even sooner, but it's just so good. You just want to keep on watching. And then even, like I said, if you guys are watching AEW and you're not watching BTE, you need to watch it. Actually add some storylines in the show that reflects on Dynamite. And that was also an issue that I had in the beginning, because, you know, a lot of people were complaining like, oh, there's no storylines. Well, if you guys are watching BTE, you'll see that they have storylines. You know, I'm just saying. But that's another great show. I will put down a link in the description box of their first episode, and you guys can continue on from there. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. So the next show that I am currently watching, it's really short and only has, I think, maybe 3 or 4 episodes, is Ruthless Aggression. I mentioned this show in the last episode, and it is on the WWE Network, and it is so good. I have mentioned before that I was not watching wrestling around that time, and basically they're just going through that whole phase. It was literally right after the Attitude Era, where John Cena started his thing, the beginning of Evolution. They even spoke and even got in depth with when they started with Brock Lesnar. Now, like I said, I was not watching wrestling around this time, so it was nice to see how John Cena started. You know, I think that was the first episode, and they started showing him when he was in FSW, and when he made his first appearance, I think it was on Raw or SmackDown. It was one of those two, and his first match was with Kurt Angle, and he just talked about, wow, he feels like he failed at this era because, you know, they turned him into that generic, you know, that wrestler, and, you know, he was getting the hype, and then people started hating him, and how he spoke about his different, you know, changes when he was the doctor of thugonomics, and he just started rapping, and it was really fun. You know, a lot of people, believe it or not, there are a lot of John Cena fans out there, and this episode kind of really made me appreciate him more. I wasn't always the biggest John Cena fan, so it was nice to see like where it all started and how he felt, and it was really cool. I think the second episode was finally when they decided to split Raw and SmackDown. The third episode, I'm probably going in and out of the order, but I think that was the second episode. The third episode was the beginning of Evolution with Triple H, Ric Flair, Batista, and Randy Orton. I remember that era at that time, so it was just also very fun. And then the last episode that they have for now is episode with Brock Lesnar, and I am not a big Brock Lesnar fan, but like I said, I did not know that he was a thing back then. I remember when he first came back, everyone was just like, Brock Lesnar's back, Brock Lesnar's back. And I just knew him when he was fighting in UFC. And I was like, he used to wrestle? Oh, okay. then he made his appearance, and then you already remember he broke the Undertaker streak. He almost killed John Cena. He basically almost killed everyone in the friggin' locker room. So it was nice to see, that Lesnar when he first started, and he was a beast, and he was really great in the ring. But they just spoke about, how he was there, how he did his thing, when he left, when he came back. So it is a very, very good show. If you want to watch, in the network is brand new. I think new episodes are going to be starting probably sometime after the summer, but with all this going on, we're not quite sure. But it is a really good show. You should definitely check out. Now I'm going to finish this eye and start on this one off camera, and we'll be right back. Alright, so the eyes are about 85% done. We're going to move on to the face. I'm all primed and primed and all that goody. So those are the shows that I have been watching lately. Like I said, I will be leaving some of the links in the description box down below. You should check them out. Because, I'm pretty sure 85%, well, about all of us are about done with Netflix and Hulu, and we don't know what to watch, so might as well watch some wrestling. Now, I want to move on to a couple of the pay-per-views that I have never seen before. I want to start with the first NXT WarGames. I think it was about in 2017. Oh my God. WarGames is becoming one of my favorites. I know WarGames was during, I'm not quite sure the wrestling promotion. I don't know if it was WWF or ECW. I'm not quite sure. You guys already know. It started back in the 80s. It is Dusty Rhodes' baby. I think they did the third War Games. I think it was the third one back last November. And I saw the first one. Oh my God. Which is actually pretty funny that I bring this up. I did a podcast episode with Through the Table. Shout out to you guys. And the episode that we did were essentials. Basically, we spoke about some of our favorite matches, some of our favorite wrestlers, events for people who are trying to get back into wrestling or are new to wrestling. And I wish I had this episode when I got back into wrestling 3 years ago, but you know what? You live, you learn, and that's what YouTube is for. So yeah, first War Games. First of all, I didn't know that Roderick Strong was with AOP, so that's pretty good to know. He had Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly. I have a little crush on Kyle already. With Adam Cole, Baby. Oh my God, the match with Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black. I miss this Aleister Black so much. I mean, I know he's getting the opportunity to qualify for Money in the Bank, but I miss this Aleister Black so much. Damn. And the one thing, by the way, the War Games match was great. I loved it. But one of my favorite matches definitely have to be the Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's title with Ember Moon. Let's see, it was Ember Moon, it was Kairi Sane, Peyton Royce, and oh my God, I'm missing out a name and I'm very annoyed. Nikki Cross. And I miss this Nikki. I miss crazy Nikki. I cannot get behind her and Alexa Bliss being a tag team. I miss this crazy Nikki when she was with Sanity. I'm still mad up to this day that they broke up Sanity. I love them. They were such a great freaking faction. So annoying. And that match, I think that has to be the match of the entire pay-per-view for me. It was so freaking good. Like I said, it was my first time seeing this pay-per-view, and it was so freaking good. By the way, WWE, if you guys ever watch this, please bring back Drew McIntyre's old theme song, because that shit was fucking fire. That shit was so dope. It was so good. Oh my God. And it's funny how this past Monday Night Raw, we had a match between Andrade and we had Andrade and Drew McIntyre. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't finish Monday Night Raw, but I know they're building up to it because he is the US champ at the moment. But that match, oh my God, so freaking good. So when we do get that match between Andrade and Drew McIntyre, I really do hope it lives up to that match because it was so freaking good. But like I said, my match for that entire pay-per-view was the Fatal 4-Way with the ladies. Oh my God, Ember Moon won. When she won, I'm not gonna lie, it gave me goosebumps because she is amazing. She was my favorite when I first started watching NXT, and it sucks that she's out. I really do hope she comes back very soon. She's been out on injury. I think she tore her ACL, which sounds like it hurts. I mean, you guys should know, especially you wrestlers out there. I mean, I never had a ACL torn. I never had a broken bone. So when I go on an injury, that shit sucks. That shit really sucks. But I really was so happy to see Ember Moon. I think it was the first time she got the title. Yeah, she actually got the title only once. But my thoughts on that friggin' match was Peyton damn Royce. Hold the fuck up. First of all, when the Iconics came out and did their thing, I was not a fan. They did grow on me. They really did grow on me. But to see Peyton Royce do her thing, I'm over here like, where is this Peyton Royce? Why haven't we gotten her? Why have we had the Iconics do some serious matches? So frustrating. But that pay-per-view was so freaking good. And that's one thing I love about the takeovers. They're not really long. They're about 2.5 hours. And yeah, so that pay-per-view was so good. I love Velveteen Dream. I know he is about to start a fight with my bae Finn Balor, which I'm not gonna lie, I am very excited for that. So we're gonna keep on with that. But yeah, this was definitely one pay-per-view. If you guys haven't checked it out, watch it. So good. Okay, so the next pay-per-view that I recently saw, which was because of Through the Table. Thank you guys for recommending this pay-per-view. It wasn't even really a recommendation. It was just talking about their love for it. And I'm like, wow, I think I need to watch this pay-per-view now. It is Wrestle Kingdom 9. And such a good pay-per-view. First of all, I was warned to not fall for the Shinsuke because he's dead. And this Shinsuke, oh my god, I miss this Shinsuke so friggin' much. He had a title match with Kota Ibushi. Oh my freaking god. Such a great freaking match. And let me tell you something about Kota Ibushi. That man, he stop. He needs to freaking stop because those, oh my god, his neck. His neck. Now, I get so nervous when I watch wrestling when it comes to the moves when they're doing these pile drivers and these tombstones. Anything with the freaking neck scares the hell out of me. And for some strange reason, this man just loves to be put in the position where he's getting thrown through the ring, outside of the ring, pile drive, all them freaking shits, his neck. And I'm over here like, oh my god, his neck. He's gonna die. This man is going to freaking die. And I'm not here for it. I want to watch wrestling to be entertained. I don't want to see anybody die. But he is amazing in that ring. But that match was so freaking good. We also had the Young Bucks fighting. Okay, let me see if I remember. We had the Young Bucks fighting Red Dragon, which was Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Who else? Oh my goodness. I think Kushida and Alex Shelley was in that match. I don't remember who else was in there. I think Trent Beretta was in that also. I'm going all over the place with these matches. I'm pretty sure you guys know the match that I'm talking about. But oh my god, tag team wrestling at its best. I don't care what anyone says. The Young Bucks are arguably the best tag team in the freaking world. And I don't know what it is, but I love New Japan. Like, if I want to watch serious wrestling, I always go to New Japan. But just their tag matches are in freaking sane. It has to be one of the matches of the night for me. The thing was the main event with Okada and Tanahashi. Now, I've seen a few matches with Okada. I've seen the matches that he's had with Kenny Omega, you know, the infamous 6-star matches, the infamous 7-star matches. And Tanahashi, I seen only a few matches with him and, you know, just random YouTube videos and on the network. And I wasn't really like, he's okay. I mean, he's all right, I guess. But this match was so friggin' good. For what I was told, I think this was his 5th time main eventing at Wrestle Kingdom. I think this is their WrestleMania in Japan, and it was a great event. We had Kenny Omega winning the title from, I am blanking out on his name, I am sorry. I think it was the first time he won the IWGP junior heavyweight title with his cleaner gimmick. By the way, Kenny Omega is also another husband. I know how some of you guys feel about him, but I don't care. I don't care. But yeah, this pay-per-view was great. I really enjoyed it. Oh, we also had AJ Styles versus Naito. AJ. New Japan AJ. So good. So good. So, you guys at Through the Table, thank you for this pay-per-view. Just thank you. So, the next pay-per-view that I seen recently is actually not a new pay-per-view. It's kind of what started it all. If you guys remember in my last episode, I was raving about this show, and it still lives up to this day. And I am talking about All In. Now, going back to BTE. These guys, first of all, an amazing show. A really great pay-per-view. I feel like that pay-per-view really changed my life when it came to watching wrestling and appreciating wrestling. But in BT, they actually have the build-up. They actually do the steps on how they decided to want to do this pay-per-view, and then doing the bookings is really great. But this pay-per-view was so freaking good. Oh my God. The No Holds Barred Network, shout out to you guys, did a watch-along a couple of weeks ago for the show, and it still lives up. If I mentioned this too many times in my last episode, I'm mentioning it now. I'm telling you, it lives up. We had Cody Rhodes versus Nick Aldis for the NWA title. We had Flip Gordon versus Jay Lethal for the ROH title, and around that time, Jay Lethal was having some kind of, I guess, sickness or something. Whenever someone would tap him, he'll turn into Macho Man. It's just hot fucking mess. Hot friggin' mess. And then we had Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr. Oh my God. I think this was the first time that they fought. Such a great friggin' match. This was the first match I saw with Kenny Omega, and I was like, wow, I think I'm falling in love with this guy. He's amazing in the ring. I know a lot of people have their opinions on him, but he is definitely a favorite for sure. And then we had, let me see, the infamous Chicago fight with Joey Janela, Hangman Adam Page, who's also another husband. I'm gonna have to do an episode on these husbands and let y'all know who I am loving. We had that Chicago street fight with Penelope Ford on Joey Janela's side, you know, back when they were together once upon a time. Crazy match, really crazy match. And then Joey Ryan appears from the dead and attacks Hangman Page with his penis, and there were penises carrying him out. I didn't know what was this, but I thought this was an amazing thing. This was the greatest thing I've ever seen. They do go into the storyline in BTE. I'm telling you, I'm hyping that show up way too much, but it's such a good friggin' show. You guys should definitely watch it. It's amazing. But yes, All In, such an amazing pay-per-view. I loved it, and that is one pay-per-view I don't think I will ever get tired of it, and will always hold a special place in my heart. Okay. So the next pay-per-view, I'm actually in the middle of watching this pay-per-view. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't think me contouring and talking is going to be a thing. So whenever it's time to contour, get ready for a commercial break. So the next show, I'm actually still watching this pay-per-view. I started it today. Since Wrestle Kingdom 9 was so good, I started watching Wrestle Kingdom 10. I've only seen 2 matches, but so far I am loving what I have been watching. One of the matches that I am obsessed with, once again, these tag team matches are friggin' insane. Now, I think there was a fatal 4-way for the titles. It was the Young Bucks again versus Red Dragon with Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. We had Ricochet and Matt Sydal and Trent Beretta then with Rocky Romero, and oh my God, this was like high flying heaven. Like, it wasn't even funny. I love this match so much. It was so friggin' good. I don't remember who won the titles. I think Red Dragon retained the titles. I'm not quite sure. Eventually I'll remember, but I know for a fact that's definitely a match that is on my rewatch list because it was so good. And the other match that I saw, got me so mad. So mad because it was Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles for the N. Sorry about that. Yo, this is gonna get some time getting used to. So we had AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental title, and yo, this match got me so mad because I've seen the matches that Shinsuke and AJ had when they were on SmackDown. Nothing compared to what was going on, and that match was just so freaking good. I think I have about maybe 4 minutes left. It's been such a busy day, so I was in and out from these matches, but that match was so good. I actually don't know who won. I'm gonna keep it a secret so I could get excited, but so freaking good. I can't wait to finish this pay-per-view. I swear, from what I've heard about Wrestle Kingdoms, they're just amazing shows. Same thing with NXT takeovers. I haven't seen a takeover that has disappointed me. The few New Japan shows that I have watched have not found one that disappointed me, and I'm very excited to finish this show and continue on the Wrestle Kingdom journey. Definitely, for sure. So those are the shows that I have been watching, well, events that I have been watching. I am still going through my YouTube, and like I said, I have so much wrestling to watch, and I've just been watching a couple of random matches from here and there. Definitely, I don't care what anybody says, Orange Cassidy is a freaking gem, and I cannot wait until AEW starts putting him in matches. I recently saw a match that he had with Joey Janela. ICW, I think it was last year, and Orange Cassidy was, oh my god, do you see that? Holy shit. Holy shit. Yo, I can't resist a good highlight though. You see that shit? What the fuck? So yeah, Joey Janela had a match with Orange Cassidy in ICW, and I swear, it is just pure comedy gold. Joey Janela came out looking like Orange Cassidy with the jacket and the sunglasses, and they were basically mimicking each other for the first, I want to say, 5 minutes of the match. And I love wrestling fans so much, and I love it going to indie shows. I mean, anything could freaking happen, and that's what I love about it. I love going to big events and getting excited for matches, but there's just something about indie shows that are just so organic, and it's just all fun and games. And that match was just nothing but pure comedy. It's not a long match. I think it was probably maybe 10 to 15 minutes, around that. If you guys haven't watched that match, you should definitely check it out. I will also leave that in the description bar below. It's such a good friggin' match. Also, another match that had me in tears, another Orange Cassidy match, and he had it with Colt Cabana. I do not remember the promotion that it was, but it was like the slowest match I have ever freaking seen. No, the slowest match that I see with Orange Cassidy was his match with Marco Stunt. Oh my god, never in my life have I ever seen a Hurricane Rana so slow. Like, I felt like it was in slow motion. It was just so funny. Like, I love comedy matches. Like, those are the ones that are just have fun. Some people, they watch wrestling and they just get so into it, and they're like, oh, this isn't wrestling, this is comedy shit. It's fun. Wrestling is supposed to be fun. But I said, everyone has their preferences. I am team wrestling. I'm always willing to try something new. I recently saw a GCW show a couple, I want to say 2 months ago or so, and I was not ready. I was not ready. I went to an ICW show back in November. It was no hose barred, and there was chains around the ring, and I got scared. There was just blood everywhere, wood flying everywhere. They got really close up, just coming out. It was an insane freaking show, but it was just all great. So when I saw GCW, I thought it was kind of like that, but it was like 10 times worse. It was way 10 times worse. It was so scary. But I loved it. Indie wrestling definitely has a special place in my heart. So those matches I will leave down below. Oh, I forgot to mention, speaking of indie wrestling, if you are a fan or a new fan of Darby Allin, you need to check out his match with Velveteen Dream at Evolve. I think it was last year or the year before. I most likely will look it up, but I will leave that down below as well. So freaking good, yo. I swear, if Darby Allin doesn't win this tournament, I'm going to be so mad. He is a freaking gem. So I will leave that down below as well. And we're going to go back on the lips. So I'll be right back. Commercial break. All right, so the lips are on. It's about to set this beach. Guys, this is a secret for this to stay on all day. Even though I'm probably going to take it off within the hour. I don't care. I want the glands for that hour. So this is the final look. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, I will leave everything that I have been watching in the description box down below, as well as all the products that I have used. If there are any matches that you guys recommend, send them my way. You know, we're in this weird time for wrestling. You know, AEW and WWE are doing everything that they can to give us some kind of wrestling, and some of it might not be entertaining, some might be like alright, and some will just be pretty damn good. But yes, send me stuff. I am like a sponge. I am open to all things wrestling, so just send them on down. But yes, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys soon. Also, check out the Through the Table podcast. Check out the episode that we did, our Essentials episode, and hear some of our favorite matches, hear some of our favorite shows, and like I said, maybe they might be shows that you guys haven't seen, maybe there's some matches that you want to relive, and go right ahead. We're in quarantine day, let's say 40. I want to say 40. I know I've been in quarantine for about a month and a half. So let's say about 45 to day 50 or so. So what else are we going to do? Let's just watch some wrestling. So take care, guys, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.